Back to the starting lineup with Scott Purrier, Ned Reynolds, and Art Haynes on your home for the St. Louis Cardinals. 102.1 The One.
And the starting lineup is brought to you by Play It Again Sports, by Swing Right Golf, by Marshfield Chevrolet, and by Citizens Bank of Rogersville. Ned Reynolds along with
Scott Purrier
and Art Haynes.
And a special guest on the line with us is the head coach of the Evangel Softball program. The Lady Valor off to a sizzling 26-4 start to the season. Top 10 in the NAIA rankings, off to a great start as well in KCAC. We welcome in Coach Jay Halbrook. Jay, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
And congratulations on your 300th career victory. Did they douse you with Gatorade, or did the girls know? What happened after that?
So I don't really pay attention to those kinds of things, I wasn't 100% sure. I knew that was a possibility this year, and nobody knew anything. So kind of the way I like that.
The quiet 300th victory, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, you should have doused yourself with Gatorade.
Yeah, I got a phone call on the way home, so that was nice.
There you go.
That is pretty doggone good, Coach. 300. Do you remember, and I'm sure the answer is yes, your first one?
I do. It was the second doubleheader of my career. The first, and what I remember more vividly is the first loss. And we got beat by Christian Brothers out of Memphis. Got swept on my first two games, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be tougher than I thought." And then we got after it the next weekend, and we played Stevens College, and I think there was some stolen base records and did some different things in that game. But I remember that first.
Arthur.
So Jay, you recently swept a doubleheader from Ottawa, and you were both 6-0 in the KCAC. So two good teams, and you came out on the winning end of both. Those were good wins, I know.
They are. And, Ottawa's kind of become a little bit of a rival for us. We are in our third year in the KCAC. And, Ottawa has become one of those teams that, I don't know. I mean, I think that everybody likes to win, but those games get a little bit more special. And then, Friend, that's probably our other key rival that we've developed so far in the KCAC. But yeah, going back to Ottawa, anytime that you can get them, that's a good day.
That's just fun to say too, KCAC. It just rolls off the tongue. We like to say it here instead of spelling out the whole thing word wise. But you guys, like other Evangel sports, have rosters that are full with local kids. I know your top pitcher, Matty Meyer, is from Nixa. A lot of Ozarks kids, Nixa kids, Springfield kids. Is that kind of your nature of recruiting is right here in your backyard?
Yeah, I hate it when young ladies leave the area to go somewhere else. And obviously there's reasons, academics. Some people just want to get away from home. But it is nice whenever you have an opportunity to recruit local. And it allows also for some better crowds because you have more family and friends that want to come to watch games.
You mentioned the fact, Jay, that KCAC is where you are now, and this is the Evangel's third year. Were you Heart of America before that? And if so, what was the level of competition as opposed to what you're playing now?
So, yes, we were in the Heart. Prior to that, my first several years, I think Evangel had always been in the Heart of America until the change for the 23-24 school year. The level of competition from the Heart to the KCAC has been, I think the main difference is that the top end teams are still really good athletically. And I think that's probably across the board. The difference is at the bottom part of the conference. So in the Heart, it didn't matter where people were in the standings. Anybody could beat anybody on any given day. You learn not to take people for granted. And then within the KCAC, there are some teams that are who are at the bottom, and they're growing. They've made some improvements, but they aren't the biggest challenges that you're going to face.
Jay, it seemed like back in the mid-'90s, you were involved with Valor Legion program, and maybe Guy Newcomb. Kind of refresh me on that.
Yes, sir. So I had the opportunity to work alongside Guy. He and I both coached American Legion baseball in Bolivar. at that point, at the conclusion of my time there, I was a volunteer assistant at Evangel. Spent 5 years with Evangel baseball, and enjoyed my time there. And I think it's a great school. And then when I transitioned from baseball into softball, it made sense. I have 4 daughters who all played, and made the transition and worked, in Bolivar some, and are back in Bolivar. That's where we lived, and then the rest is history, I guess you could say.
Looking at your numbers for the year, and we were talking about those local girls, but Kenna Mayfield is an Ozark product. She's hitting .435 to lead you in hitting. Audrey Carlton, another Ozark product, .349 with 27 RBIs. We talked about Maddie Meyer. I know Chloe Kranz transferred in and gives you some power there from her position. Kind of talk about some of the key people and what really makes them stand out.
Well, last year we had a pretty good team. We were able to return all of our players minus 2 starters, and we're senior heavy this year. So this is a year that we need to rely on that leadership and rely on those opportunities and those young ladies. But Kenna, she is really an anchor for our infield. She does a great job. Really proud for her. She just last week, also at Ottawa, she set the career stolen base record. So that's kind of a cool thing. She hit it with 145. And then we've got a lot of Missouri kids in Southwest in this region. A lot of girls from this region. So Carly Facklum, she's a shortstop. She is an emotional leader for our team. She keeps us energized, and she does just an outstanding job. Chloe, we've moved her over to third base, and she's doing well. We enjoy the heck out of watching those girls play on the infield. And then our outfield, we have 3 seniors: Danielle Cutbirth, who's from Crane, and she's over in right field. And then Naomi Perkins is from Steelville, Missouri. And then we have from Harrison, Arkansas, Cameron Casey. So those seniors really, Carly and Chloe aren't seniors, but those kids really lead us well. And they understand the expectations, and they're doing a great job of mentoring the younger players.
What is the impact of softball on any of your daughters?
So 3 out of the 4, they all 4 played. Then my youngest, after watching her sisters, so my third daughter, she ended up playing at Evangel for us and graduated in 21. And then our youngest, I always say it this way, she went over to the dark side. She became a volleyballer. And but I'll tell you this, I really started enjoying air conditioning and heat.
Yeah.
So it wasn't all that bad.
Art?
Jay, are you in shop class there?
Yeah, are you teaching auto body or auto shop? What do you got going there in the background?
Give me just a second. I'll take care of that because
you're good. You're good.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so Jay, in softball, of course, if you got 2 good starting pitchers, you're in pretty good shape. And you've not only got Maddie Meyer, but Maddie Bentley. Tell us a little bit about her.
So Maddie is a senior. She's another one of those seniors. Hold on just a second.
We're pulling the car out of the garage. There we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Maddie is from Diamond, Missouri, and she pitched her team into the Final Four several years ago, and we liked her. And somebody else locally ended up signing her, and after a year, she decided that she wanted to try something different and go somewhere else. And so we were fortunate to get her. She's been, she's just a player, and we enjoy her. She's got a great spirit. She's got a great personality, and we love watching her play too.
Well, if you've got a girl named Danielle Cutbirth, either her parents were really big fans of Evangel basketball back in the early 2000s, or it's got to be a relation to Daniel Cutbirth.
So we've had this conversation. They're they are related, but it's distant.
Really?
So yeah, there's no immediate connection, but she does field that question quite often.
How bizarre is that? Yeah.
Well, the only one I can think of that's equal is Scout Purrier.
Scout Purrier, whose dad is Scott Purrier, and I pity that guy's life, really, what he's had to go through. But,
Dane, the fool.
Yeah, exactly. Well, big weekend for you at home. Got a doubleheader tomorrow and one on Monday. Tell us about those.
So, yeah, we have McPherson College coming in on Saturday, and their record isn't that strong. They've got a new coach. They're going through some transitions, but we will not overlook them. Hopefully we come out and we take care of business and we do the things that we need to do. Monday will be a big doubleheader. We're playing Friends. They have been, since we have been in the KCAC, they have finished a third. And then last year they were the regular season champions and the conference tournament runner-up. So they're a very talented team, and we've been fortunate to get the better end of that matchup for the last few times, but that will be a big one for us.
So for a couple days a year, you unfriend friends, right? Pretty much?
That is correct. That is correct.
Coach, best of luck to you. And again, when you hit victory number 400, Ned and Art and I will come out and we'll down Gatorade, okay? We'll make it not so quiet.
300 just means you've been around a long time, and you probably have some gray hairs.
Very good. Hey,
hey guys, I really appreciate the opportunity to talk. It's an honor to talk to you three and what you guys do for sports in Southwest Missouri, but also just I appreciate the opportunity to talk a little bit about Evangel Softball with you guys.
Absolutely.
We love what Thank you.
That athletic department's doing over there. Big things. Art and I were over there for a deal on Tuesday helping a student out. The academic buildings are just beautiful over there, and I know that with the new arena, you guys play on campus, correct, with softball?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's a good deal. Well, hey, best of luck
in the shadow of the new arena.
There you go.
That's very good.
Well, hey, best of luck to you, and we'll catch up later on in the spring, okay?
Thank you very much, guys, and I hope you guys have a blessed weekend.
Thank you, you too.
We'll take a quick time out here on the starting lineup and back in just a second.
You're listening to the starting lineup with Scott Purrier, Ned Reynolds, and Art Haynes on 102.1 The One.